Hello, and welcome back to Fist Entertainment. Welcome to my next review of the Scream franchise. With the first Scream film to actually originally be filmed in 4K. Now, and they call this movie Scream. So, we'll just call it Scream because that's what it's called. Technically it's Scream 5, but we're just going to say 2021's Scream. Sorry about that. Alright. My opinion of this one. If it weren't for how good the second and third films are, this would probably be in the top 3 best Scream films. That's how good it is, at least from my perspective. Let's read the plot synopsis of this, and then I'll get right into what kind of, what it's picking on, and as far as films go, and as far as genre stuff happens and stuff like that. Read it back, and then we'll get on to what it's kind of picking on. "35 years." Actually, is it 30 or 20? Yeah. 20, yeah. 25 years after a streak of brutal murders shocked the quiet town of Woodsboro, a terrifying new killer resurrects the Ghostface mask. Is the death's melt Woodsboro's new targets must seek help from the survivors of the original Ghostface attacks. Now only Sidney Prescott, Neve Campbell, former sheriff Dewey Riley, David Arquette, and a reporter, Gail Winters, Courtney Cox, can find a way to stop the killer when everyone is a suspect. Okay. Well, obviously the last one, Scream 4, picked on the whole notion of revivals, or is they like to call it a requel. Obviously, and this is really due to the success of, Halloween 2018. And of course, more recently would be Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This one obviously picks on the reboot craze. This picks on the reboot craze. That's what this one is. Alright. First off, what is a reboot? A reboot, also known as a legacy reboot, in this case, but reboot, more or less, is what it all leads into. A reboot, by definition, especially in the horror genre or the action film genre, is basically as follows. A continuation, a new chapter of an old story that introduces new main characters while recognizing and bringing back legacy characters to lead the way to a new continuation of a franchise. That's what a reboot is. To give you a little bit of an ideas about how that freaking works, here's some good reboots right here. Halloween. That's just Chainsaw Massacre. Let's see. I've got a lot of better ones in there. Maybe I have a look here. Terminator. The Terminator. All these are basically reboots. Like, for example, Terminator Dark Fate's a reboot. Halloween 2018 is a reboot. There's a Chainsaw Massacre 2022, I think it's 2022, yeah, 2022 is a reboot. So those are your examples of a reboot. And so You're doing for reboot, your legacy characters are the most vulnerable. And then, you know, you will lose one or more of your legacy characters. And that's kind of what this film's picking on in terms of the overall theme of the Scream franchise and how it picks on the film industry and how it makes movies and stuff and reflects it into real life. At least in a fancy world of Scream, of course. But yeah, that's kind of what is going on too. Now let's talk about other things. This is still in my top 4. Definitely in my top 4, for sure, when it comes to this one. I really enjoyed this one, but it did do one thing that irritated me and pissed me off. It killed a character that it did not need to kill, but at the same time, this character did need to die for the franchise, you know, to go to new heights. And it's very sad to lose this character because he's been kind of our action hero throughout the entire film series. Our main action hero, the one that's always saved the day in all the previous films. We lose him in this one, so it's definitely tells you that this thing wants to be more serious. And also on a equally controversial note, this is the last Scream film to have Neve Campbell in it. After this, she chose of her own accord to not do another Scream film. Which means the only lazy character left in these Scream films is Courtney Cox's character. After this film. Alright, well, the quality of the film. This is the very first Scream film to actually be in 4K. It was filmed in 4K, it was presented in 4K. And so, yeah, the quality is going to be very much raised in this one. It's not going to be a restoration or anything like this. This one is literally a legit 4K release. Okay. This is also the first one to break the 5.1 DTS HD sound barrier. Because this one is a very effect-heavy 7.1 DTS HD master audio sound presentation. Now, what irritates me about that is that the main sound presentation of Scream 5, also known as 2021 Scream, was Dolby Atmos. But Paramount decided not to give you Dolby Atmos for the physical release of the movie. Now, I am aware, of course there are some people on here probably have Paramount Plus, that you do have Dolby Atmos on Paramount Plus when you want to watch this movie in 4K over there. Yeah, Paramount Plus is better than HBO Max. Definitely better than Amazon Prime, but it's inferior. Even to the 7.1 sound presentation on this is inferior. And you get true K on physical media. You do not get true K. You did not get true 4K at all and true HDR on streaming. You're always going to get a much cleaner, much truer version of the HDR10 and Dolby Vision technologies on physical media. Not on streaming. That's just simply the way that it is. The cutters pop out really well. This is very HDR heavy. And this one, it kind of has like a fall time vibe to the cinematography of the film, I would say. And for the first Scream film not to be directed by Wes Craven, may he rest in peace, this was a very surprising, very surprising thrill ride for me to watch. I remember the first time I watched it, and I've loved it, and while watching it recently, it was the second time I watched it, and yeah, this film is amazing. All right. Well, the audio, very effect heavy. We're gonna have a lot of effects flying around all over the place in this one. It's not a Dolby Atmos sound presentation or a DTS-X sound presentation for that matter, but you're gonna have a lot of stuff happening. A lot of effects flying around in this one. And yeah, it's definitely definitely a good sound presentation for sure. And well, that's pretty much all there is to say about Scream 2021. And haven't seen Scream 2021? Check it out, and I'll see you on my next review.